Hello, I'm Tom Palmer and I am a children's author, and this is a short message for those of you that might be looking at the HarperCollins Children's Books website. And it's a message on, I write books about sport, and particularly I write books to do with history. But I don't want to talk about being a writer, I want to talk about a reader. And this is a message for anyone really who particularly even might be struggling with reading or knows someone who's struggling with reading. I definitely struggled with reading and I wasn't into books. And if you'd have given me a book of any size, I would have really struggled to begin it because I kind of always felt I wouldn't be able to end it, to finish it, because I didn't have much reading stamina. And my mum kind of cottoned on to this, and my mum wanted me to be happy, and she felt that reading made her happy, and so she wanted to encourage me to be happy by encouraging me to read for pleasure. And she knew I wouldn't read books, so she got me reading short things like magazines and comics. So in particular, there was a comic at the time called Roy of the Rovers, which was like a football comic. And since then I've read more other football magazines. Magazines are short, magazines are easier to read. You can finish a magazine, you know, like, and now, like, I'll read magazines like World Soccer and 442, and I love it. I love reading about football. I read football books as well. The first book I ever finished was not fiction. It was quite short. It was a fact book, and it was very particular to me, because even most football fans wouldn't want to read this book. It is called The Official History of Leeds United Football Club. And that's, for me, that's how specific my reading had to be. To get me into reading, it had to be about what I was really, really interested in. And it had to be short, and it had to be, you know, something that meant something to me. And since then, I've gone on and built up my reading stamina by reading what I loved. Like, it could be a comic, it could be a newspaper, it could be a magazine, it could be a website now. And my reading built up from there. And then I started to look beyond football. I started to look for other things to read. And particularly from where I was from, Yorkshire, I genuinely didn't believe you could be an author from Yorkshire, even though there are thousands of authors from Yorkshire. I didn't think people like me could be an author, until I discovered one book in particular, this book. This book's called Wuthering Heights. So by now, my reading stamina has built that I can manage to read longer books. And Wuthering Heights is by an author called Emily Bronte, and she was from quite near to where I live now, quite near to where I'm from. It not only was she from round where I'm from, but she wrote about people from where I'm from. So that really inspired me to think that she was an author from around here. She wrote about people from around here. Maybe I could do the same. And I'll never be a thousandth as good as she was. But these are the things that inspire me. Things that were particular to me. Short things that weren't too intimidating. And for me, that's what reading is about. And for me, that's what my mum did for me. Unfortunately, my mum wasn't around to see me become an author. Because that would have been amazing, and that would have been really, probably, I would imagine, something really special for her. But I think even more especially, she was around to see me become a reader, and I am a reader, and I love reading. And thank you for listening to my message.